I guess they
go kind of back and forth because Willard gets attacked a few times by a couple of the other rats, and Willard kind of traps himself in the kitchen, and Ben's in there, and then you start to see that more rats are slowly coming in, surrounding him basically, and then he's trying to plead with Ben, saying, I
didn't mean to leave you.
Yeah, I didn't mean to leave you. I thought you were gonna, you can go anywhere you want now.
I just want you to leave me alone. And then he tries to bargain with him with food. He says, if I give you food, will you go?
Yeah.
And he brings out this big bag, and at the bottom of the bag is a huge set mouse trap. And he tips it over and throws it on Ben, hoping that it'll snap on him, and it does. But because Ben's so big, it doesn't kill him.
Yeah, it just catches his hand.
Kind of maims him, a little bit. And he gets free of the trap, and Willard goes running, and he basically climbs up this like metal staircase.
I think it was like in his father's office
or library.
Something like a study.
They have like a giant library, and he gets to the top of the stairs, and Ben's waiting for him.
Yeah.
And bites him in the face, where he falls back into the rats, and you kind of believe like, well, that's the end of Willard, just like the cat.
Yeah.
But the rats, for whatever reason, didn't kill him. He ends up getting up, and he gets the pocket knife, which he considered cutting himself with earlier, and stabs Ben to death.
Yeah. And then
you see it it's like a silhouette, a really cool shot of him kind of stabbing Ben till he's no more.
And then it cuts to Willard in a psychiatric facility, and he's kind of refusing to eat and whatnot. And so the guard or whatever leaves the food. And
he makes little jabs like, oh,
we got you some cheese.
Yeah, what's up, rat boy?
Yeah.
And like, isn't this what the mice eat?
Yeah.
And Willard doesn't really pay attention to him, and he's like, well, anyway, you gotta eat. You might be crazy, but your body's still here.
Yeah.
So eat. And then right after the guard leaves, a little white albino rat that looks exactly like Socrates comes through, and he signals him to come here, and he still has this power. The mice still listen to him, so he develops that relationship again, and he basically says, we just have to wait until we get out quietly.
Yeah.
So he's just waiting to start it again. And that's when the credits roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very ominous and fun.
Yeah, I thought it was a good ending. I really like the ending because Willard's kind of back. He's found his new Socrates, and he's plotting for something else. And I thought that was really cool.
It's interesting. For anybody who doesn't know, I'll kill one of the Swan facts, but this is based on a 70s film.
Oh, really?
By the same name, called Willard. And at the end, they kill Willard, or at least it's implied. He's never in. They changed the ending for this one.
Yeah.
Ben kills Willard, and then Ben actually got his, because Willard, that film was so successful, and I guess it made people actually want to have mice as pets.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I guess Ben got his own solo spin-off sequel.
Yeah.
Just called Ben.
Wow, that's funny. I believe it.
Also from the 70s.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the end of our review of Willard.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. I actually have a Conan O'Brien interview with Mr. Crispin Glover.
Oh, okay.
From back in 2003.
Dang, back in the day.
Plugging the movie.
Yeah.
You want to check it out?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, here we go.
Starring in the brand new movie Willard, which is a very cool film. Let's take a look.
I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry that I left you. I got scared, and so I came back here. can live anywhere. You can go anywhere. I have nowhere.
Pretty intense. Please welcome Crispin Glover. Very cool hair, too, I gotta say.
Thank you.
How do you get the part in your hair? It's like you took a gun and shot it.
It takes some concentration.
It takes a concentration and an architect's help, I would think. That is pretty amazing.
Good.
Thank you so much for coming. I was really excited to meet you, and it's really exciting to have you on the show.
Well, thank you.
I saw this movie last night. This is an intense movie, and you know what's really strange is you do an amazing job in this film. That's not strange.
Thank you.
But I think the second best performance in this movie is that rat, Ben.
Oh, Ben.
You're like watching the movie, and there are these type there are all these scenes where you're talking to the rat, and they cut in close. The rat's good.
Oh,
the rat. That is one good rat.
Yeah, and the other rat too, Socrates.
Socrates is good too.
And I had a lot of emotional scenes in the film, and there were different rats that were trying to do different things. You know, that scene where I'm going to commit suicide, and it's kind of a tearful, emotional scene.
Right.
And they would have a rat that would run down perfectly every time at the point when my blade would just about pierce the skin, and then it would save me. And if I'd had to break and go into a different, get out of the emotion of it, would be very difficult. But I was
so the rats are highly trained. But the Ben rat, I have to say, there'd be a scene where Ben needs to look jealous, and they cut to this rat. He's kind of like, jealous, and you're like, how did the rat do that? These are.
But some of that's, of course, the cinematic. Like Hitchcock talking about. You put
you create the mood, you create the tension, and then we fill it in.
I
didn't think the rat was that good. Now, just trying to butter up the rat a little bit. I may have him here next week, and I want him to watch and go, I like this guy. Now, I'm curious because the rat Ben is bigger than I thought rats could ever be, and it looks like a real rat. I mean, this rat is like this long and has like rivets. It's like a tank.
Yeah, it is about that big, its body, and then with the tail is about that big, and it feels like you're holding a cat when you hold it. But
only you're not. You're holding a rat.
Right. And it is a real rat. It's an African Gambian.
So they went and got the biggest rat in the world.
Yeah, that's right.
Because this rat looks like it could bench press 500 pounds.
It's a big rat.
It's smoking in parts. It's a tough rat. Now, a lot of movies you see today, there's fast food tie-ins.
Right.
No fast food tie-ins in the rat movie, I noticed. There's no rats running by a McDonald's sign, right? No one wanted, I guess, in on this one.
I guess not.
They were like, I don't think so. Not this movie. Let's talk about, I've noticed that in the movie, your character's very put upon.
Right.
He's very meek, and he dresses up in these sort of his father's clothes, these old man suits.
Right.
And then I meet you, and you wear clothing that's very similar to your character in the movie.
I do.
What's going on here? And is there a giant rat backstage that you're training to attack humanity?
Well, I mean, maybe some of it has to do with liking wearing certain kinds of clothes, but it also made sense for me to wear that particular kind
in the movie. In your own life, do you like to wear a lot of suits?
Especially if I'm doing a public appearance or something. And but I like to present myself. That's nice because we have
everyone who comes here. No one has that attitude anymore.
Oh.
They all show up and they're like, "Yeah, I'm here," and they're naked half the time, or they're wearing aluminum siding. They don't care, but you dress up for the occasion, which is nice.
There's a certain amount of respectfulness. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, you gave me my props. Thank you. I think we have something in common, which is that I kind of have this weird fascination with 19th century, 20th century weird stuff, phrenology heads that show you the parts of the head and that you can buy, and I'm sick that way. And then I know that you, for many years, I don't know if you still do it, but you used to collect medical operation tables and things like that.
I don't have a collection, but I do have one antique medical operating table, a nice stainless steel one with a lot of gears.
sculptures, and
is that something that you lay out sushi on when the guests come over?
Years ago, I had it displayed kind of an art setup in my apartment, but I bought a house and it's kind of a different setup, and I don't have it displayed as well. And I also have an antique, a really beautiful ophthalmologist wax display of eyes. Before photographs were around, they used to make eyes to represent various diseases and problems.
So you have waxed sculptures of eyeballs that are diseased.
Well, it's not just the balls, but it's the whole eye area, so you can see the anomaly that's existing. But it was before. This used to be a popular thing before photographs were invented.
I know, but it just seems like a strange thing. Like, a lady comes over to the house and you're trying to set a romantic mood, and you put on the Barry White and you get out the fondue, and then there's some eyes hanging out.
Well, what about the phrenology heads?
I was lying. I was trying to draw you out. I would never do that. I don't know what you're talking about. But now I know all about you, you sicko! What's wrong with you, man? It's an old technique.
But the truth of it is it ends up being a very good conversation piece. And
it is here, too.
And women seem to find it interesting.
Yeah, I think... Okay, I don't want to know anything about that. It's time to break out the diseased eyes. Willard is in theaters now. I was really happy to meet you. I'm a big fan of yours, and I think you make very cool movies. So I hope you'll come back and visit us again.
I would love to.
Yeah, very neat to have you here. Crispin Glover, everybody. Horatio Sands coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
There we go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a fun one, right?
Yeah, that was funny.
Team Coco.
Yeah, Conan O'Brien is hilarious. He's awesome live. I got to sit on an episode at Comic-Con, so that was pretty cool.
This past one?
Not this past one, last year. So that was pretty cool. So it was a fun experience.
Yeah. Is he? Did you get to see him stand up? Is he tall?
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
He's tall. Right?
He's like 6 something. Yeah. What else? Oh, Crispin. It's funny that he had mentioned his attire because the character that he plays in American Gods, they have usually after every episode they have a little 2-minute thing with the directors talking about the episode that just happened, and I think it's the first one where they introduce his character in that show, and they're trying to think like, man, what would this guy wear, or like who should we have? And they're like, oh, let's see if Crispin will, let's go talk to him at like a brunch or something at some restaurant, and they said he pulls up on a scooter wearing like that type of clothing. He's like, that's what he would wear, and so I think it's hilarious because that's just how he is, I guess, in that old timey, like I said earlier before.
I feel like that's his way of showing respect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like when he goes out and he has something important to do, he wants to look nice. And his version of nice is like, the 3P suit.
Kind of like something from the 50s or 60s, or 50s, kind of like Mad Men type of style. But yeah, I think he's a cool guy, I think.
Yeah.
He's definitely, he looks weird. You can definitely cast him as any type of creep, I guess, because he plays that weird type of guy.
Yeah, he can do that well.
Yeah,
for sure.
Especially with the hair kind of parted. I think that's his signature haircut too.
Yeah, it is.
Because I think he's had that since Back to the Future, right?
He had the side part. He didn't have the middle part.
It was the middle, but yeah, he was getting there. He was working his way up.
He's got that same haircut that Guy Pearce has in Lawless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you want to do some SWAT facts?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Hey, shout out to Vic.
What up, Vic?
Yeah.
All right, so as I said before, the film is based on a 70s horror picture of the same name, although the source material is from a book, which was written in the first person as diary entries.
Oh, that's cool.
This was a